What is up, Nerd Nation? It's your boy Hunter here from Film Nerd TV. And tonight, like I promised last night, we are starting our schmoedown rewatch. Now, what that means is we're going back from the very first Collider schmoedown match, which was John Campea versus Dangerous Dan Murrell. And we're going to do every single one, 2 videos a day, until we get caught up to where we are now, or the first one I did on my channel. It's gonna be a long process, but we're getting ready for the schmoedown trivia schmoedown. We're gonna play along and see how we do. We're gonna watch the storylines. We're trying to retain everything. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys like, share, and subscribe, and let's get to it. Dan Murrell versus John Campea.
This Dan kid has been hopping around the internet, running his mouth, talking about how he's going to beat John Campea, about how he thinks he's the guy to take down the man.
I see this, and I hear it's like a small dog, like a Pomeranian.
This ain't movie fights. This is the schmoedown. What does that mean? That means when you don't know the difference between Ed 209 and Deep Space 2099, when you think Woody Allen is that adorable little cowboy from Toy Story, your buddy the judge, Andy Signalioli, isn't going to jump on the stage and save your ass.
In fact, I can't believe you're undefeated again.
Champions do their talk in the ring. And if you don't believe me, you can ask anybody who's ever beaten me when there's a title on the line. Except you can't. Because nobody's ever beaten me when there's a title on the line.
Don't you worry, Dan. You're going to get to keep that little belt of yours. As a matter of fact, I even want you to bring it along.
I'll see you in the ring.
Dan Murrell is like any of these other little sourpuss monkey faces sitting around here.
I'm still the champ. You're still a chump.
I don't care if it's that monkey, Mark Riley, saying, "Oh, I'm the king of schmoes."
Campea's trash talk is just that. It's just talk. I think there'd have to be some kind of a threat for it to actually annoy me.
You got Dan Murrell, I'm the king of screen junkies.
John Campea, you can talk the talk all day long, but it's time to walk the walk, buddy.
I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there's ever going to be. And for the rest of those nonchalant little wannabes floating around here wanting a shot at the schmoes title, get in line, get on your knees, kiss this ring, and maybe I'll let you just forfeit your matches so your mothers don't have to cry at home watching you humiliate the family name. That's what I think of Dan Murrell.
Damn. That was a hot promo by Campea.
Gentlemen, welcome to the debut of the movie Trivia Schmoedown. I'm Christian Harloff.
I am Mark Ellison. Christian, this is why you go to the movies. Not to see a great performance or get wrapped up in a story. It's so you can prove to your friends that you know the most about movies on an internet game show.
This is a movie trivia battle. We take the heavyweights from the movie space, people that you know, and we put them back just head to head going at it, Mark. This is a battle today.
And you talk about head-to-head. You have John Campea. What's his nickname?
John La Cosa Nostra.
It's just
Campea.
scary to hear versus Dangerous Dan Murrell from Screen Junkies. And you know, Christian, before we get into who we think might win, the fans are divided on this on social media, and it seems like they could not pick somebody that they thought would be the favorite.
Oh, man, when we posted this out, as far as who they thought would win, it was divided. Because you know Campea has his legions of fans. Dan, the reigning movie fights champion, has his fans. Look, there has been so much smack talk between these two. This is something that
I love seeing how the schmoedown has changed over the years.
Then you see the things that they're saying about one another. Woo.
If they were kids in a ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese, this would have been broken up by parents ages ago. Not only have they been sending tweets back and forth, Facebook messages, Instagram pictures, and videos. They did full videos where they were talking smack to each other.
Who's next?
This is what we wanted when we started the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
It sure is. And look, and I think that John Campea has no problem with playing the heel role. He is going out has made it very clear that his goal is to get that championship belt. That's what he wants to do. That's when we knew that we were going to do this show, he wants the title. And this match, this is the road to the title. You got Campea versus Murrell. Then Roca will play Mance, and then the winner of that, those 4 people, will eventually get to that title.
Alright, we're gonna skip right to the actual match.
Not even acknowledging Murrell.
La Costa Natra.
These two, just a lot of smack talk. There wasn't a handshake. There was nothing. These guys are ready to go.
Christian, do you feel like this is like a table at the Mercenary Bar in Deadpool, or maybe a room at the Continental in John Wick? These guys have action movie chops. They are ready to beat the crap out of each other.
All right, so let's get started, Mark. I'm ready to announce them.
I want to hear the golden throat of one Christian George Harloff. The floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the movie Trivia schmoedown. Introducing first, he is the reigning movie fights champion, making his debut in the movie Trivia schmoedown. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dangerous Dan Morrow. His opponent, competing in the house that he has built. Ladies and gentlemen, making his debut in the singles movie trivia, please welcome John La Cosa Nostra Campea. Unbelievable here. I am super
Here we
excited.
go.
It's still here out of my left ear. That was a hell of an introduction by you, Christian, and I think that was the great opening salvo for our premiere episode. Are you ready to go?
I am so ready to go. I cannot wait. I think they're ready to go. We got to ask them.
John Campea, are you ready to compete?
I am ready to compete.
Dangerous Dan, are you ready to compete?
I'm ready, but I have to make sure I can see you. All right.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question before we get going?
You can do whatever. It's our show. Do whatever.
Yeah, it's our
you
show.
want.
Fans here, Jonathan. A lot of smack talk going on in this match leading up to it too. You said some things about the movie fights title. You said some things about Dan. You're sitting next to each other. What do you have to say going into this battle with the man sitting next to you right there?
I think you two monkeys have talked enough, and we need to get to asking some questions.
Oh, he's tuning it down. He's tuning that. Dan, do you have any response to any of the comments that John has been making over the week?
I've said it from the beginning. I do my talking in the ring, and time to talk is over.
All right,
Do
there
this.
you go.
Let me point out, Christian, monkeys are one of the smartest life forms
It's
on
true.
planet
Yep.
Earth. True. Just want to say that. Thanks for the
You
genius.
see Dawn on the
Mom and
Planet
Dad.
of the Apes?
So, John, you are the favorite by the toss of a coin, by the skin of your cheek. That's not a phrase. Do you want to go
The
first,
skin of
or would
your
you rather have
cheeks.
Dan answer his half of questions first?
I will defer.
He's going to defer, so that means Dangerous Dan Merle's going to be the first one to go. Dan, I will be asking you the questions. Christian, you'll be asking John Campea the questions.
Oh, that's
And I'll
right.
give
It was
everybody at home a quick
it was
rundown of the
switched
rules
up where
one. In round one, each
yeah,
competitor will
gives
be
6
answering
questions.
6 questions for a variety of categories. Each question is worth 1 point. There is no stealing. There is no penalty.
Instead of the regular
Correct
8
answer,
to
thus, Christian,
10
you get a
questions
maximum
for
of
each
6
of them.
points.
Dan, choose from category 1 or category 2.
Category 2. He's going category 2. Dan, your first category is animated movies.
Okay.
Who provided the voice of Edna Mode in The Incredibles?
Oh, boy, that's tough.
That's what we like to hear on the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Edna Mode.
In a mode.
I've seen The Incredibles a few times.
No
Great
kicks.
Character. 5, but I don't know. I don't know the voice.
Shot in the Dark 2. 1.
Judy Dench.
Oh, we were looking for Brad Bird, the director of the movie. It seems like John Campea knew that
Right.
one.
I was feeling
Bad
bad. Questions
blood.
in the notes there.
Getting
What's
tickets.
directed at you? That's right.
Wow. We move on to movie quotes. Finish this movie quote. I can't believe I gave my panties to a blank. I can't believe
I gave my panties to
a blank.
a geek.
He got it right. The movie is 16 Candles. It is geek. That is the same thing that Christian said to me not 3 years ago. Moving on to the action adventure category. In action adventure, who played Blaine in Predator? Blaine?
Blaine.
Blaine in Predator.
Oh, man.
Is that Jesse Ventura?
The movie, it turns out, is about an alien.
Carl Weathers was not
alien.
Blaine. Arnold Schwarzenegger was not Blaine.
In Predator.
5. Jesse Ventura. He got the future
Woo!
governor of Minnesota, I believe it was. That is actually a thing that happened. Dan Murrell with a big 2 points, and that is where John Campea will come in. Now, John, in the category of animated, who directed the animated best feature film, Inside Out?
Andrew Stanton.
The answer is Doctor. Doctor. All right. News. Movie quotes. Name the movie from the quote. Throw that shit again, meat. Throw that weak ass shit again.
Meat.
5, 4, 3.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Answer is Bull Durham.
Oh,
Bull
Very
Durham.
calming countdown, boys. That's a compliment. Thank you. In the category of action adventure, what was the first film in which The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, played the lead?
The Scorpion King.
The Rundown.
Looking for the Scorpion King.
Yep.
Oh, of course.
Scorpion King. He played. That was a follow-up to The Mummy, if I'm not
The
mistaken.
Mummy Returns.
So we have
To the Mummy 2.
Mummy Returns, right?
2-0.
Dan
Dan
Murrell
there.
is in the lead. Okay, Dan, you are back on with comic book films. Okay. In Men in Black, what does the tiny alien say is on Orion's belt? The galaxy. Give Dan Murrell a
Oh,
point.
yeah,
He's
that's
up
right.
3-0 all of a sudden. And now we move on to horror. What fatal event do the survivors narrowly escape at the beginning of Final Destination?
A plane crash.
Plane explosion. That is very, very good. It's almost exactly the way we typed it. He gets another point. He is up to 4 points.
A plane crash,
Point for
pretty
a big
much.
fight here with the last category of round 1, romantic comedies. Aside from Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke, name one other main actor or the director of Reality Bites. Cameron Crowe. That is not correct. We would have accepted Janine Garofalo, Ben Stiller, who also directed, or Steve Zahn, a guy who should be getting more work. He is very, very funny.
I thought it was right.
Wow, okay, there we go. Look at that. So that was a big miss by Dan. I thought he would get that. All right. Now, in the category of comic book movie, John, who plays the villain in the first Blade film?
I was just looking at a picture of me and him.
Now, in the category of comic
Sorry, I
book
didn't hear it.
movie, John, who plays the villain in the first Blade film?
Oh my God, it's
I was just
I
looking
can
at
see
a
his
picture of me
face.
and him. He does the e-cig commercials now.
Looking at a picture of him. 4, 3,
Stephen
2, 1. The answer was Stephen Dorff.
Steven Dorff.
Stephen Dorff. Wow, Campea had it. Campea had it, and it just slipped away. E-cigs just as bad as regular cigarettes, kids. All right. In the
No, it's not.
category of horror, what is the name of the sequel to the Blair Witch Project?
Book of Secrets.
Eduardo Sanchez did not direct the second one.
The recall problem.
The Blair Witch 2, Book of
Secrets.
Secrets.
4, 3.
Is Book of Secrets or
Blair Witch
Shadows?
Prophecy.
The answer is the Blair Witch Book of Shadows. Sorry, Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2.
Book of Shadows.
Category rom-coms. Who played the title role in the original Sabrina?
Melissa Joan Hart. No, that was a TV show.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Melissa Joan Hart.
The answer is Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey
The
Hepburn.
score at this moment is 4-0.
5.
What's that?
Isn't it 5?
I missed 2.
Oh, okay.
I missed
Yeah.
2. John Campea, not good at trivia or math. 4-0. The movie fights champion Dan Murrell right now is dangerous indeed. Oh my gosh. Going into the second round. The guy is a menace, and now as we go into round 2, we're going to have our lovely assistant, the Vanna White of this show, Josh McCouga, is going to grab the wheel that you gentlemen will spin. That will determine.
Oh, this is
your
the old school
category
wheel.
for round
Just the
2. Now, I wanna
markers.
remind everybody at home,
if they spin it once, they don't love the category they got, they have what you call in golf a mulligan, where you can go again. But if you get the same category again, that's the category you are stuck with. In round 2, you will get 4 questions each based on that category. They are worth 2 points apiece. However, you can go to multiple choice, in which case the value of the question goes down to 1 point. There is stealing allowed in this round. So, Christian, a comeback can be made very, very quickly.
It's going to be interesting. All right, Dan. So you are up first. Okay. Would you like to go first? Would you like John to go first?
I'll defer.
You'll defer.
I'll
Okay.
defer.
John, give it a spin, please. You got to give it a kind of a big spin there. All
The
right,
old school wheel. I like it.
Big muscles on you.
Yeah,
Looks like you got pumped up for
landed
this.
on. Ooh, biopic.
Biopic.
I'm going to take a respin on that. Go ahead.
Biopics.
This is it. And it's going to land on biopic again.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of real life.
John Campea. Coming of age.
Ooh.
Coming of age films for John Campea.
Coming of age movies. They bring a tear to your eye. They remind you of high school. It is a beautiful thing indeed. John, your first question in Coming of Age. In the film Dazed and Confused, which president is said to have grown marijuana on his plantation?
Teddy Roosevelt.
We cannot accept that. That is incorrect. And now, Dangerous Dan Murrell can steal
2 points.
I believe it was George Washington. 2 points right off the bat, and it's not even his category. Dan Murrell running away with this competition.
Wow.
All right, number 2.
Number 2, John, in Mean Girls, what breakfast food did Gretchen Wiener's father invent? Keep in mind, you can go to multiple choice if you so desire.
Oatmeal? No.
What breakfast food did Gretchen Wiener's father invent?
You have to go to multiple choice on that.
Yeah.
Is it A, Pop-Tarts, B, toaster strudels, C, Eggo waffles, or D, the breakfast bowl?
The breakfast bowl?
Go toaster strudels.
The drought is finally over.
Ah, you got it.
He
Okay.
gets 1 point, and maybe that's the spark that he needed to fire up this resistance.
B, he needs this.
John, your next question. What famous baseball player signed the ball that went over the fence in The Sandlot? He is from Canada, Christian. This
Yes.
might trip him
Not
up.
a big baseball guy.
It's
It's hockey. We'd be in good shape.
America's pastime.
5, 4. You have to say it's Babe Ruth.
Give
Whoa,
it 2 points!
Look at that. He didn't go with multiple choice. He just guessed it and got it.
The Canadian Christian in hockey
That
terms,
was
that's
big.
what is called a slap shot from way downtown.
6-3 now.
And the last question in round 2 for John Campea. What Lord of the Rings star made his film debut in The Goonies?
Elijah Wood.
Want to make sure I get Sean Austin.
Give him 2 more points, and John Campea is right back in
Wait.
that match with a big 5 points in round 2.
And you were absolutely right. That
Wait,
toaster
he said
strudel
Sean
turned him
Austin.
around.
Austin.
So, Christian, at the end of John
It-
Campea's
it-
round
it's
2,
Sean
he is climbed back
Ashton.
to almost neck to neck with Dan Murrell. Dan Murrell's got him 6-5.
It is unbelievable here. That toaster strudel really got him out of a stinger. All right, Dan, you are up. Spin the wheel. Okay.
Have you ever had a toaster strudel?
No,
You
is that
put the
good?
frosting on yourself as opposed to the Pop-Tarts, which are
What do
pre-frosted.
you got?
Crime.
Crime.
That's
Bird in the hand, you know. I'm gonna take a. If I get Pauly Shore, I'm gonna be very upset. But I'm gonna take a chance here and do a respin. All right.
He's risking Pauly
Wow.
Shore, Christian.
He's getting rid of crime.
Why? It's going to land on Pauly Shore. Oh, there goes Pauly Shore. Fantasy sci-fi.
Fantasy sci-fi. That is a big category. It looks like it might pay off. Unbelievable.
That's right. So in the
That look like
category
comic movies,
fantasy
but whatever.
sci-fi, Christian will be asking you the questions, Dan.
All right. Here we go. Dan, in what city does Minority Report take place?
Chicago.
Futuristic city.
The future is not a city.
I think I might know it, but I'll go to multiple choice.
Is it A, Washington, D.C., B, New York, C, Philadelphia, D, Boston?
Should have remembered it at the end.
Washington.
DC.
That is correct. 1 point. 1 point for Dan.
When you said DC, I remembered the end of the movie.
All right. In the Lord of the Rings trilogy, who plays Galadriel, Queen of the Elves? I don't know if I spelled that.
Nailed that pronunciation.
Is that right? Galadriel.
Galadriel.
He knows. Oh, let me ask again. Yep. In the Lord of the Rings trilogy,
Who plays
What's her
Galadriel,
name?
Queen of
What's
the
her name?
Elves?
Kate Blanchett.
2 points.
Kate
Wow,
Blanchett.
he knew that one right off the bat. I don't know how to pronounce any of those Lord of the Rings names.
Dan,
Oh.
name the female lead in the 2008 movie Hancock.
Even
That
Longoria.
was, make sure I don't get it wrong. That's a key to this game. Charlize Theron. Correct.
Oh,
So
the
2
villain.
points for Dan.
Shit.
What science fiction action flick features crab-like creatures called facehuggers?
Oh, Alien.
Alien.
Facehuggers are an Alien.
Yeah, that is correct.
We can accept
we can
Alien.
accept that. We
We
can
can
accept
accept
alien or aliens. We would take it either. Okay.
So that's a big 7 points in round 2, Christian. So
Yeah, because
now
the
the score,
facehuggers
if I'm not
were in
mistaken, is
both Alien and
13-5.
Alien,
John
so.
Campea has an outside shot, but he's got to come to play in round 3.
This is a big, big round for Campea. All right, Mark, why don't you explain how round 3 works?
How round 3 works is that each competitor is going to give us 3 numbers at random from 1 to 24. Those will determine the 3 categories that they have to answer questions each in round 3. Their first question is worth 1 point. Their second question is worth 3 points. Their final question is worth 5 big points. Christian, why don't you get the numbers from these lovely gentlemen?
Dan, you are again in the lead going into the 3rd round. Would you like to pick first, or would you like John to pick first?
I'll pick first.
Okay, 3 numbers between 1 to 21.
1 to 21 is, I said 24, but I was lying.
But I was lying.
I'll take 11, 19, and 4.
11, 19, and 4.
I like how he doubled back to 4 after going up to 11 and 19.
11, 19, and 4. Okay. John, pick 3 numbers, please. 1, 2, and 3. 1.
Oh my God.
All right.
I like that strategy.
Okay.
It could pay off.
All right. We are going to start with John Campea.
We are going to start with John Campea. Christian, you will be administering the questions to Mr. Campea.
John, your question for your 1-pointer is from 90s movies. 90s movies for 1 point.
Oh, it's 1 point.
Who played the titular character in Maverick?
Maverick.
1994. Oh, the 90 version. Mel Gibson. Correct. 1 point.
Yeah.
For John Campea.
Ooh, that is big. You need to get off to a good start there, Christian.
Yes. Okay. Number 2.
This is going to be classics.
For your 3-pointer, the category is classics. What? Who played the title role in the 1963 version of Cleopatra? 3 points.
He needs this tray, Christian. He does not get this answer right. I'm not putting any pressure on him, but if he misses this, he loses.
You will lose. Dan Murrell will win. It's Elizabeth, and I'm blanking on the last name. It's Elizabeth Sitt. Look at this.
We're going to have to start the 5 count.
4. Just got to guess. 3, 2, 1. Nothing. I was going to say Banks. Elizabeth Taylor and the winner. Dangerous Dan Murrell mathematically eliminates John Campea.
Christian, you know, it's not going to be scored as a knockout, but Dan Murrell, start to finish, really proved his worth. But for John Campea's credit, he did not go down easy. He made a great comeback in round 2, based largely on the strength of Toaster Strudel.
That strudel was a big hit. Take it away. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Christian. I'm here right now.
Oh, that suit, Josh. Really America.
Dan Murrell, congratulations, man. Well done, sir. Tell me how you feel right now, because there was a lot of smack talk.
There was a lot of smack talk. I feel relieved. There's a lot of talk before these things, but I knew that Campea was going to be a tough opponent, and he proved to be. It went to the final round, even if I didn't have to answer any questions. I knew that he wasn't going to be a total KO. Right now, it's my eyes turn to my next match.
Now, let me ask you a question. You go up 4-0 after the first round. What's the thought in your head? Because nobody saw John Campea missing every question in the first round.
Well, a lot of people I think would have gotten a little overconfident. But again, I know John. I know that he knows his movies, and you never know what these 2 gentlemen on the other side are going to ask you. I could have hit 4 bad questions myself, and then I'd be looking at the other end of being in the trailing. So you you got to play to win.
So let's go to the second round. You spun once, you hit crime, and there's a lot of categories on that wheel that can really trip you up. What were you thinking? Because the crime you could have stayed on. What were you thinking about that second spin?
That was a calculated risk. There were a lot of the crime was one of those that was right in the middle for me. Who knows what that could be? That was a real
That
X
could be
factor.
anything.
It was a gamble on my part. Luckily, I hit sci-fi, which is something I'm pretty strong on. But I just as easily could have hit Pauly Shore or Julia Roberts or something like that, and then you might have been talking to Campea right now instead of me.
True. So okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna go and you're gonna face the winner of John Roca and Scott Mance, two formidable opponents. Who do you want? Who would you like to see? Who are you fearing to see? Maybe a flip flop there.
Well, Movie Mance is an encyclopedia. If there's a slot on that wheel for what day movies open, you can just bounce me right out of this arena because I'm not surviving. But
Movie release
It's
days.
formidable. I would like to match up brain to brain with Movie Mance, but I've got some unfinished business with Roca. As you may remember, he knocked myself and Riley out of the team schmoedown, so I feel like I've got some revenge to take care of. So I don't know. I'd like to try to take care of business against Roca, but I love Mance too.
John Roca, a lot of words. I'm sure there will be a lot of smack talk before that match if John Roca does in fact win. Last question for you: if you were a movie, how would you describe yourself in a movie?
Just like the name of the movie. Is there a movie called Inevitable?
No, we just created it. What would it mean for you to bring back the Collider schmoedown belt to defy two screen junkies? I know there's a lot of people over there at Screen Junkies that want that belt. They want to see it. What are you thinking there?
Well, it would mean a lot. I mean, on movie fights, even though I'm always competing for myself, I always feel like I'm also fighting to protect our home turf. I mean, the movie fights belt belongs to Screen Junkies more than it belongs to me. So to come onto somebody else's turf to play an away game and win a championship, that would be pretty amazing. But there's a lot of bumps in the road before I get there.
He speaks big words. He's got big goals. Dangerous Dan Murrell. Follow on Twitter at MurrellDan. See him on Screen Junkies movie fights. Dan, good luck, man. All right. Hi, Collider schmoedown movie trivia fans. I am here with the first episode of the schmoedowns. Unfortunate loser, Mr. John Campea. John, it was a tough match. First round obviously did you in a little bit. What are your feelings right now? What's going through your head?
Well, there are four things that sunk me. This one, the first round wasn't actually it. I mean, it was 3 points between us in the first round. That's not really a big thing. But the four things that really did me in. Number one, missing Taylor and Dorf when I knew who they were. That hurt. One of the big turning points in the match, though, was the question that Dan got regarding an order report. Because the moment they read the question, I knew the answer was Washington. And I was sitting there willing him to take a shot in the dark and guess, because I knew he didn't know what it was. And that was a 2-point, that was a 4-point swing right there. But, full credit to him. He did the right thing. He did the smart thing. He went to multiple choice. He heard DC, which triggered his memory, and he pulled it off. So that was good. The third big turning point was when Dan made the right decision. He hit crime as a thing, and he decided to spin again. And it landed on sci-fi fantasy.
That was a big spin.
Softball. But I mean, he made that he got that softball because he made the right choice. He knew he wasn't going to do well in crime. He made the decision to make the spin again, take the risk, get somebody polished. That was great. The fourth one was my nightmare coming into the match, and that was knowing everything he gets asked, not knowing what I get asked. And I didn't know he got the one wrong on Dazed and Confused. I didn't know that one either, actually. But that was the one question he got that I didn't know. And I was really hoping he would stumble. I'd hear the questions like, please stumble. So those are the four, but there's a fifth bonus reason. And that's that Dan he knew his stuff. And all you can do is answer the questions they put in front of you. And Dan got answered questions put in front of him. He answered them.
And what people, when you're watching this showdown, you think it's all knowledge. But there is, like you mentioned, there's a lot of strategy that's really involved in this game. Spinning the wheel, going multiple choice, seeming to play his cards right. Playing your cards right. What's next going forward? Who do you want to see? And now you're here. We got to climb back up to get back into that contention. Who do you want? What do you want to do?
Well, I was telling people before the match began that win or lose, this was my final match. This was my retirement match. Really? I was telling people that before the show started. So this as far as I'm going to go. But I'm dying. I cannot wait to watch that Roca Mance
match. I think that's going to be great. I think Lee's going to end up walking away with this title. I think he's going to end up with this title at the end of the day. I'm looking forward to seeing Dan go further, but I think at the end of the day, Levine is going to probably end up with this title.
You guys, you're hearing right here first. This is it for John Campea. Now, listen, Brett Favre retired. Okay, he came back and played for 2 other teams.
Minnesota Vikings in my future. Is that what you're on?
There's going to be a run to the NFC Championship game, guys. It may be over. It may not be. Listen, John Campea. I want to ask you. I like to ask this question. If you were a movie, what would you compare your performance to today?
I would probably compare my performance today to, I'm going to say, Avengers Age of Ultron. Pretty good, didn't fulfill on his potential though. So I'll go there.
Guys, John Campea, you can follow him on Twitter at John Campea. John, congratulations. I know you said it's retirement, but we hope we see you again. Back to Christian and Mark in the studio. Schmoedown.
Thank you, Josh. And we're joined now by the schmoedown champion.
Hey, Yodi!
He's the current belt holder, but my God, the movie fights champion Dan Murrell proved his worth against John Campea. Mark Riley, where do you see Dan Murrell's future going in this show?
Oh, he's going to go very, very far. You can see that he's prepped, that he's done this before. The lights do not get to him. He is a reason. There's a reason why he's the movie fights champion. I can see Murrell actually going to the finals, maybe taking me on.
Well, obviously there's no finals in regards to tournament this year because you guys have been in a tournament together. You guys were teammates at one point. And the question is,
Team champs.
Murrell will now go up against the winner of Scott Mance and John Roca. Who do you have in both of those, whether it's Scott Mance versus Roca and then Dan Murrell versus either one of those gentlemen?
Well, I've taken on Roca, and I got to say, he is tough. He is strong. I'm going to go with Roca, taking it from Mance, and then between Murrell and Roca, I got to go with Murrell. He's got the experience.
That's an interesting.
Whole lot of smack talk going on.
It is. Now, the interesting thing there, though, is that if, this is all if, there's a possibility you could play Dan Murrell. However, you've got a match that's going to happen at the end of April that you're defending that title against the mispronunciating terror, JTE. A little bit on that match.
JT is a fine specimen. He understands the human language
Mark.
beyond any other person out there in the space. But his knowledge, I might make fun of the guy. His knowledge is pretty tough. So I'm gonna have to do some studying, but I'm not too worried.
All right, the champion, Mark Riley, thank you, sir, for joining us once again. Make sure you're gonna watch that match. But man, this was something. Dan Murrell really showed what he's all about tonight.
That's right. Riley better polish his belt while he still has, because there's going to be a lot of contenders wanting to grab that thing. It was such a great way to kick off the movie trivia schmoedown, having John Campea come in here, having Dan Murrell. It was an awesome matchup to watch. I can't wait to see where the rest of this series goes.
And next week, you're going to see who Dan is going to eventually play, because you have the outlaw, John Roca, going up against the Mance man, Scott Mance. Who do you guys think will win? Who do you think Dan will wind up playing? And will Dan get a shot at the title? What do you think? Comment. Let us know what you think of the match. And always, #schmoedown. And let us know what you're looking forward to see.
Thank you guys for tuning in. That is Christian Harloff. I am Mark Ellis. And you can always catch us here on Collider Video on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel and never miss another movie trivia schmoedown. We'll see you next week.
Hey guys, if you like this video,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first movie trivia schmoedown. Dan Murrell versus John Campea. Tune in just a little bit as I go on to the second movie trivia schmoedown match in the Collider era. 2 matches a day. Check them out. I'll see you guys soon. Bang!